So you know how I keep saying, like they used to say when you watch Cops and Stars of the Highway Patrol and all those shit, all those shows back in the day, they'd say you could tell gang affiliation because of all the tattoos. And I keep saying Thin Blue Line Gang because look at all the tattoos. That's where we're at. So this is just kind of a little I told you so. It's not very long. Probably less than 10 minutes. Also, people don't like it when I do this. So I'm going to do it at least twice. 92% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. You got your phone in your hand, you're at your laptop. All you got to do is click the button and I'll stop the harassment. So here we are in, of all places, California. Who was surprised by that? My guess would be 0 people. Here we go.
Now to an Eyewitness News investigation. An alleged gang of sheriff's deputies within the LA County Sheriff's Department known as the Executioners. Their alleged tattoo depicts a skeleton in flames, an AK-47, and a Nazi-style helmet. Miriam Hernandez has a closer look at the pressure mounting on the department to open their files on any groups like this.
From inside the Compton Sheriff Station, a deputy's claim filed with the county about an aggressive band of his cohorts allegedly in control. According to the claim, members are branded with a sinister logo,
which is a skeleton wearing a Nazi helmet with an AK-47 laughing,
and go by a sinister name, the Executioners, which according to the claim does not allow African American or female members. Deputy Art Gonzalez alleges the deputy gang is trampling on the rights of citizens and targeting him as a whistleblower.
Deputy Gonzalez, he's afraid for his safety right now, as he should be. This is a violent gang, violence, shootings, beatings.
Why y'all beating him?
Claims of excessive force and much more. And the timing. As community outcry demands systemic change, allegations in the filing claim that as many as 40% of Compton deputies are inked executioners or prospects. Rumblings reaching the sheriff.
Well, first of all, there is no gang of any deputies running any station right now. This matter is...
Prove it. Prove it. Allegedly is all you can say because you know damn well you don't want that information get out.
We've already been receiving very swift administrative action. We've already taken positive steps.
Pressure for change is intensifying. Professor Sean Kennedy at Loyola Law School releasing a 2-year study of deputy gangs, including the Executioners.
Often, the inking is attached to some kind of act of violence, including a shooting. It's the ultimate expression of your commitment to policing and your commitment to the deputy gang.
The complainant, Deputy Art Gonzalez, is a former U.S. Marine decorated for his service in Iraq, Afghanistan. Here in Compton, once praised for speedy action to save a 4-year-old boy shot in the head. The tipping point? Gonzalez says he witnessed a deputy executioner assaulting a fellow deputy. Gonzalez called...
That was the tipping point. How long had this been going on before the tipping point was he touched one of my Blue Line buddies? What else did he see do happen?
A confidential tip line for internal affairs. To his shock, he says in his claim, the recording was intercepted.
Is within 48 hours, a recording of his supposedly anonymous call was leaked to the gang at the station.
He also reports that graffiti appeared at the station entrance.
Art is a rat, and that was placed at the keypad to get into the parking lot. So that's the most visible place in the entire station.
Compton, a flashpoint for high-profile crimes. Recently, the armored SUV of rapper YG in the middle of a shootout. And an 18-year-old security guard, Andres Guardado, chased by 2 Compton deputies, shot 5 times in the back. Evidence of the secret deputy pack emerged in the wrongful death shooting case of Dante Taylor. Compton deputy Samuel Aldama forced to reveal his tattoo, saying that about 20 deputies at the Compton station have the same ink.
Skeletons, which is a symbol of death. There are flames on Aldama's tattoo, which symbolizes he's emerging from hell. There is an AK-47.
The Taylor family attorney put up huge billboards looking for potential victims. Aldama denied the group is a gang. The county settled for...
Now notice that said 2018 down there. And it came out July 31st, 2020. So, I'm just saying. that's where we're at with that.
$7 million.
This is all taxpayers' money. So, yes, the taxpayers should be very worried. Criminal defense lawyers are going to be lining up, making motions for new trials.
The Gonzalez claim alleges the executioners brokered a deal to amp up arrest numbers. Members of the public were stopped for minor infractions. According to the Loyola study, sheriffs over the last 5 decades have been unable or unwilling to dismantle the deputy gangs.
Unwilling.
And the money paid out to settle lawsuits when they are caught crossing the line.
The inspector general gave me a ballpark estimate based on just public information that it's at least $50 million. I think in reality, it's got to be much, much more.
Villanueva says
Yeah, whatever number government gives you, multiply that by 10 and you'll be close.
He's the first sheriff to impose a policy forbidding such groups. The inspector general says today there is no evidence that the sheriff has pursued any house cleaning. The county's watchdogs want the sheriff's records on all deputy gangs and the names of all members. The sheriff says due process laws protect deputies from such disclosure. As for Gonzalez now, he wants compensation for the years he had planned to serve, but now cannot.
Once you run afoul of the department and you blow the whistle on illegal conduct within the LA County Sheriff's Department, your career is over.
Yes, your career is over.
This is...
Stop. So I was doing some digging around because, I was bored. And here we are.
CBS News investigation looks into alleged gangs of deputies.
So the last one was from 2018. It came out in 2020. This came out in 2022.
Inside the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. Our investigation found these deputies are allegedly encouraged to shoot people as part of their initiation. The California Attorney General launched a civil rights investigation into these claims last month. Maria Elena Salinas spoke exclusively with several deputies who claims these gangs have existed for decades. Maria Elena, good morning to you. This is very, very troubling stuff.
Good morning, Gail. Yes, it is. Usually when we think of gangs, we think of street gangs like MS-13 or the Crips.
Yes, exactly like modern day police. They are street gangs. They are street thugs. Sorry. That's what, and that, it hurts my feelings to have to say that because my husband was in law enforcement for many, many years. But this is what it has come to in the last, 10 or 15 years. I'm just saying.
Or the Bloods. CBS News spoke exclusively with current deputies out of the East Los Angeles station who claim that the LA Sheriff's Department has a huge problem. It's an open secret that deputy gangs have existed within the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department for decades.
They operate as a gang. They commit crimes. They assault people.
Currently, the most prevalent are the Bandidos, comprised of mostly Latino deputies who serve predominantly African American and Latino neighborhoods. These deputies do not want to be identified for fear of reprisal. CBS News has agreed to blur their faces and substitute their voices.
It's based out of East LA, but members that have become Banditos in East LA have been promoted and they've spread all over the county.
How do they identify themselves?
With a tattoo.
Is there an initiation process to join the gang?
You could say that. They could go from you getting a shooting or, they do anything for these guys.
You said they get shootings. What do you mean by that?
If you get in a shooting, that's a definite brownie point.
And according to these deputies, to justify those shootings, they plant weapons on suspects.
There's been multiple occasions where they say, hey, we got a guy that has a gun and he's running from us. In reality, that person never had a gun. And they would say, oh, it was a phantom gun. It was something that really wasn't there.
So you have personally witnessed that?
Yes.
A lot of these...
And they still do that. They'll say gun, gun, gun when nobody has a gun.
Officers are Latinos, so why are they targeting other Latinos? Is it racial profiling? Self-loathing?
They do racial profile. It's like Latino gangs. They target other young Latinos.
Which is what Lisa Vargas has contended all along. Her 21-year-old son, Anthony Vargas, who aspired to be a chef, was shot 13 times by sheriff's deputies while on his way home.
We have videos with his voice and his giggle, and we have to play that. Because we don't have his voice no more. We don't have his smile.
Lisa Vargas filed a lawsuit against the County of Los Angeles and the deputies who shot her son. The suit alleges that individuals who shot Anthony were members of the Bandidos gang or prospects and that membership in the Bandidos gang included using excessive force and shooting those who are unarmed.
They have initiations, and in order for them to become a prospect, their thing is they have to kill somebody.
Anthony Vargas was shot by Sheriff Deputy Nicholas Perez and Sheriff Deputy Jonathan Rojas. Are they also part of the Bandidos gang or prospects for the Bandidos?
Prospects? Yes.
They're prospects.
How do you know they were prospects?
You know, just personal conversations with them, and them saying that was one of their main goals, to be a part of this gang.
If you refuse to comply with their demands to join the gang, what happens?
They stop giving you backup, which is very dangerous. They ignore you.
I've seen no evidence of 3 or more deputies engaging in
Of course, you've seen no evidence. You don't want to see any evidence. You want to sit back, shut your mouth, and draw a paycheck. You can go to
criminal activity with a unifying symbol whose primary purpose is to commit crime.
LA County Sheriff Alex Villanueva has publicly denied the existence of gangs within his department. On a video posted to the LASD website, he warns the department's employees against joining such groups.
Any employee who aligns with a clique or subgroup which engages in any form of misconduct will be held accountable. I do not want you joining these alleged cliques anymore, period.
The Bandidos believe they can get away with anything, and you know they're not going to have any type of consequences for their actions.
No one is above the law.
Newly elected LA County District Attorney George Gascon says he is committed to...
Oh my Lord, every damn body knows Gascon, he's the worst of the worst. If that's who they're answering to, it's no wonder it's as rampant as it is. He's as corrupt as they are.
Holding the law.
We take this allegation seriously, and if in fact
They do
we
not.
believe that there is criminal activity within the sheriff's department, and then we'll deal accordingly.
We need to remember it's not just the mothers.
Lisa, what does justice look like for you and for your entire family?
Justice for me is a whole long list. Because not only is it these officers being held accountable for homicide, for a murder, it's everybody else involved. I want the whole system cleaned out.
A federal grand jury investigation has been convened. Sheriff Villanueva declined to comment. An investigation by the former district attorney's office claims that the deputies, and I quote here, acted in lawful self-defense and defense of others when they used deadly force against Anthony Vargas. Deputies Rojas and Perez deny being members of the prospects or Bandidos. Anthony.
Maria Elena, why did sheriff's deputies allegedly target Anthony Vargas?
Well, Anthony Vargas was coming home from a prayer group and a party in his housing project when he was approached by the deputies. Now, there was a robbery nearby. However, the victim of the robbery had described the suspects as 3 male Hispanics between 35 and 40 years old. Anthony Vargas was only 21 years old, and the victim later, when he was shown an array of photos, did not identify Anthony Vargas. Also, there was no DNA or fingerprints on the weapon that the deputies allege that Anthony Vargas had on him. And his case is only one, or his murder is only one of several young Latinos who have died in the hands of alleged deputy gang members.
Such a disturbing report, Maria Elena. Thank you so much.
I know. Anthony, it's so troubling. You have deputies in the department saying this exists.
Yeah.
You have the sheriff saying, no, it doesn't
exist.
exist. Sounds to me like they need an outside investigation or something. You have Mrs. Vargas talking about the loss of her son, who doesn't appear to have been in a gang. It's very, very troubling.
Very troubling.
Very troubling. So, let's fast forward 2 more years. This is last year.
Dozens of LA County Sheriff's deputies have been ordered to testify about alleged deputy gangs within the department. 35 deputies have been told to come in for questioning, show their tattoos, and give up the names of any other deputies with tattoos connecting them to either the Bandidos or executioners, 2 of the department's most notorious deputy gangs. Failing to cooperate could affect their employment.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC7 content by clicking the subscribe button for our YouTube.
Anyway, thank you, Mark. So yeah, sheriff keeps saying there's no such thing, there's no such thing, there's no such thing. Well, apparently there's no such thing enough that 35 of them have to come in and show their tattoos. And I want to keep up with this one, and we'll figure out what's going on with it.
YouTube channel and download the
I don't think there's anything more to this. I think he's just going to yap about some YouTube channel.
and
Yeah, he is. Anyway, we'll definitely keep an eye on this one and see where it goes. Let me know what you think about this one in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Also, again, 93% of people that watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. You got your phone in your hand, you're at your laptop. All you gotta do is click the button. I'll stop the harassment. Let me know what you think about this one, and I'm out.